right. We're live. Welcome to the Two Men with Mike's podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Bobby Joe.
I'm CJ, the very tired CJ.
This very time, hey, I'm with you, bro. So, man, what's going on? I can tell them real quick before you answer that. We did hang out a little bit in Biloxi, Mississippi. But go ahead, man. I'm sorry. Go ahead. What's
Nothing,
going on?
nothing. Go ahead. Say what you got to
Nothing.
say.
Nothing. No, man.
Get that off your chest.
I had a great time, man. It was good seeing people hadn't seen in a long time. Shout out to Biloxi, Mississippi, and the entire Mississippi Gulf Coast. I had fun. I'm gonna have to get back down there and just hang out and just have a good time. That's what it's about. Sure, got to see my mom, and I didn't like that 5 hour drive though, but all was well.
I
All
had a
was
great.
well.
Yeah, I will say did have a great time hanging out with all old friends and stuff, and
Yeah, yeah,
just I guess the camaraderie or whatever. Because I don't get it much here as per se.
right.
So I would tell you a little crazy thing. I fly probably once a month. You
Okay.
know, and it seems like I don't know if it's age, but the I'm starting to get more and more afraid to fly. I don't know
Really?
why. Yeah. A
So
little
what? What?
turbulence hit, man. I'm already thinking of plane crashing. I'm like, oh Lord. And I
Oh,
fly every month. I'm literally getting ready to fly in 2 weeks.
oh, really?
Yeah. So and
Okay.
it is like, and then when I was on the way back here, I flew. Obviously I was flying back and hit a little. When I say turbulence, it's not even turbulence. It's like if you hit like a little small rock on while you're driving a car, like a little bump or
Right.
something.
Right.
And I'm like, oh Lord, I'm never flying again. I'm gonna drive everywhere I'm gonna go. But I don't know what's going on, man. I get this crazy paranoia and I don't know why.
Right.
It's just, I don't know if it's age and just I don't know. Blame it on COVID. I don't know. Shit.
Yeah, maybe that's it, bro. I like to drive. I like to take, depending on what I'm driving. I got a Toyota Camry,
Mhm.
which I didn't particularly care for, but it was a nice little drive. Listen to the radio and just hang out, listen to some good music, and that was it. No traffic, no tie ups anywhere. So I made some good time. So yeah,
I like to get to where I'm going. Forget all
yeah,
that.
yeah.
It's kind of like a thing with me and that whole thing about cruise ships. I don't take cruises because I rather get to where I'm going and hang out there versus from what I've seen, it like they're just shuffling cattle. It's like hurry up, get off the boat, hurry up, get back on.
I
You're gonna
feel
get
like I'm
left.
trapped. I feel like
Yeah,
I'm trapped.
yeah. So people always, you been on a cruise? I'm like, no, you ought to
Yeah.
go. And I'm like, no. I'd rather go with where I'm going and hang out where I'm hanging out at and do, just
Right, right,
give me,
right. Yeah, I was
yeah,
kind of getting a little impatient while I was driving. So,
yeah.
I don't know. But hey, look, I was thinking about a topic,
You
and
think?
I was, yeah. Sometimes I do that. It's
Mhm.
kind of crazy. My head hurts when I do. So man, everybody's been talking about this in the news, and I can't believe I said, well, let's talk about it because I was making fun of people on Facebook, men and women. Lori Harvey
Mhm.
and Michael B. Jordan. Man,
I feel you got a
so
lot to get off your chest on that,
well,
so
just
I'm
how
here for it for you.
how it seems so many people are emotionally invested in the lives of these celebrities. And I was these men, a lot of men were like, oh, she's a pass around and she broke that man's heart, and this and nice guys finish last. And I'm like, so I
Can,
commented, go
no,
ahead.
I was just gonna say, can I stop you real quick on the whole
Yeah,
pass around thing?
right, right.
I mean, I did, and I little when I say plug, but not plug, but shameless, whatever it is. I'm gonna blame it on COVID because I can't think right now.
Right.
Mind buffering, but uh, there, I forgot what I was about to say on that one too.
Something about a pass around. I mean,
Well,
and
yeah. The whole pass around thing.
yeah,
Um, no, I'm gonna say don't know much about the Lori Harvey situation. I read up on a little bit of it, so I'm just my bad. But
no, you good.
uh, my thing is every time I see the people saying she's a pass around.
Or like whole like exhibiting whole like behavior. But go ahead.
Yeah, but here's the thing though, like with that whole thing, she is no different from a lot of the average women in the street today. They all the only difference is her relationships are in a spotlight. She's in the spotlight. So you're
Right.
gonna see her go through these relationships, but all of a sudden, if you're not with one dude for more than a year, 2 years, then she's a pass around or this, that, and the other. You with those same women or men that are saying, I'm gonna just say I'm gonna stay on women, but those same women that saying the same thing, they'd have been through 6 or 7 dudes in the same year. So what makes them not a pass around and make her a pass around? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. They just want to. They're just emotionally invested, and I don't get it. First the thing with Jada, and then now this, and then guys are saying she's for the streets, because she dates all these men. Never mind, she was with Future. How I want to know how. And Lori Harvey doesn't even have any children
No.
from my understanding. And another good point is, what makes you think she's sleeping with all these men she's dating? You don't know that. We don't know that.
Even if she is, I mean, what does it matter? I mean, that's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
your vagina
Exactly. But
that you got to bring back later to the house and use it somewhere. You know what I mean?
a lot of these men and women are trying to dictate what this young lady does with her vagina, her vagina management. That's a good one. I like that one. Her vagina management. And I'm sitting up here because I've been making fun of people all week on Facebook who seem to have these strong opinions about these men she dates, and how long and how many. You know what? So what? I think the problem why probably a lot of these people are single because they're so wrapped up and involved in somebody else's relationship, and you want to worry about what this woman is doing or what she's not doing with who. And it is crazy. I'm just sitting here like, and I'm gonna make fun of y'all. And I'm just anybody who's watching the podcast. I'm here to tell you, yeah, I'm gonna make fun of you, whether it's a post or a comment on a post. That's what I do. If you don't want me to do it, stop giving me material. But I just think it's just kind of crazy. So, and then a lot of these men, you say she's exhibiting this whole like behavior, when you probably a hoe. And,
Not in that, they probably laying next to her. I mean, if they ask the lady how many dudes she been with, you know, her Laura Harvey might have the same body count. So what will make them any difference? You know what I mean? It's
yeah,
get older in age. I mean, I'm not going at women, but when you get older at age and these dudes, try to pretend like the person they with so wholesome to say that that young
right.
lady they've been with, been probably 20 dudes in her lifetime, and that's a high number in a sense. But if Lori Harvey, we've only seen what, like 8 or 9.
Yeah, I've
So
only well, so what? She dated Future. Who was it? Diddy and his
yeah,
his son, Michael B. Jordan. I'm sure there are more. Those are the ones I know of. But I go at the men because I feel like I'm drowning in a sea of hypocrisy because you sit up here and you tell when the shoe's on the other foot, you tell women to choose better. So now you want to cape or do whatever you want to do for Michael B. Jordan. Oh man, it's just, his heart is broken and all this. And Lori Harvey wasted his time. Well. With your logic, he should have chose better, right?
yeah,
He should have chose better. I mean,
or
that's what we.
or
That's
just they say move a little bit better.
yeah. That's what we tell women. Choose better. He should have known. Choose better. And we will never know. And quite frankly, I don't care. I just like making fun of the people who just seem so invested in this. What actually went on with their relationship? And oh, he's a great person. He's great in this and great for. I've always been a firm believer. Just because everyone else thinks is great, or they may be a great person, that doesn't necessarily mean they're the right person for you. Now, yeah, they dated, and people break up for all kinds of reasons since the beginning of the time. But it's just people are really upset over this, and I'm laughing at you, and I think you're weird. I'm going to tell you right now, y'all are a bunch of weirdos for being this invested in these celebrities' lives or whatever. Now I know every now and then I make a joke and I talk about Tracy Ellis Ross. It ain't that deep though. It's really not. I just the stuff I've seen on Facebook. I'm like, y'all some damn weirdos. Really? I'm like, don't you have any? How about you keep this same energy for your relationship, or if you're trying to get in one, focus on that. Lori Harvey don't want you. She don't even know you exist. I guarantee you right now, Lori Harvey is sitting up. somewhere living. What do people say? Or do they still say they're living their best life? Is
Yeah,
that what young folks say?
yeah.
Yeah, living their best life. She don't give a damn. And then I saw this little meme going around. She's in Jack Harlow's DMs. I don't know if that's true. I quite frankly, I don't care. I listen to his music. But I'm just like, they got something to say about that too. Oh, she moves quick. So, man,
I mean, what's wrong? I mean, what's wrong with her? I mean, to be honest, what's wrong with going? I mean, if she knows what she wants in a relationship, she's not getting out of those guys. I mean,
yeah,
she gives them the chance. But I guess they would say like maybe she reading her daddy book and she really
maybe,
she really going page by page. So
yeah,
if they're not fulfilling what she wants, then she just moves on. So because usually what happens is I'll tell you this: a lot of women, um, they always say, you don't give me what I want. I'm a strong independent woman. I'm move on to the next one.
right,
But you're not considered a bust down or a pass on. You know what I'm saying?
right, right. But she
So,
is though.
but she is for she could be doing the same thing. You like, yo, they're not giving her what she needs or to fulfill her,
Right.
then she's moving on to the next until she finds what she wants. So that is much of a double standard. But real quick, I give you the people she dated. In 17, she dated Memphis Depay, which was the soccer player.
Hmm.
Then she went to Justin Combs.
Okay.
From there to Trey Songz. From there to Diddy, Future, then Michael B. Jordan. That's only 6 people.
And who? Like I said before, who's to say she had sex with all these people?
Yeah.
We don't know that.
Well, I know
And
she
and
was
she,
seen
and
with
she, yeah,
Akon's brother at one point. I don't
right.
remember but they didn't date. Supposedly, they just were like hugged up somewhere at one point, but they weren't officially dating. But still, you're
Right.
looking at seven dudes, 6 dudes,
Yeah.
six.
I mean, and she's 25, and y'all worry about this 25-year-old woman. And I like saying it now. I'm going to use it throughout the podcast. And her vagina management. Worry about your vagina management.
I
I
mean,
mean, I mean, it's like, really? And I'm just sitting up here, and I know I'm going to see some more posts. I'm going to be in a Facebook group, and I'm going to call them a bunch of weirdos, and I'll probably get kicked out. And I'm just going to keep going because y'all, I mean,
now
man,
amongst dudes, amongst your homies, would you
yeah.
she'll pass around. She be getting passed around.
No,
You say that?
no,
I ain't gonna lie, I would amongst dudes.
you wouldn't? No, I
Yeah.
would. I mean,
But
no.
I'm not triggered by her. I'm not triggered by the whole. Like the whole situation doesn't even mean nothing to me. But just off lip service, I'll be like, no, man, she's a pass around. I don't know.
No, I mean, I just think she just, you know, and I'm not saying just because you're young. I mean, hell, there are people my age probably still doing the same stuff. I
I mean,
mean,
it's 24, man. I mean, what you expect?
yeah. So who cares? I
She
mean,
has think about this. She had at 24. Well, I will. You're not a lady, but I'm gonna just put you in a situation.
okay,
You have famous parents. You're 24. You have access to all the celebrities
yeah,
and access to that good life. Would you be a settled down person, married, and
okay. You mean so? If I was, you saying if I was in her shoes, whether man, woman, would I be settled or would I just be dating, doing whatever?
yeah, would you? I mean, if you're 24, your parents are
Yeah,
famous,
yeah.
or one parent is famous. You have a lot of money, obviously, but you have access to these other stars and other people, female stars,
Yeah,
to almost anyone you want.
I
Would
would
you?
have I would have bad penis management.
Exactly.
Penis and vagina management.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have
Yeah.
I would have bad penis management.
Mm.
But I mean, but that's okay though. And I feel like who are these people to just judge and like, oh well, she's this and she's that and she needs to stop doing this. It's just I'm telling you, I'm like, seriously, I can't wrap my mind around it how these people are just that concerned about this woman in her dating life and whether she's with Michael B. Jordan or she moves on to the next and that one, this one, that one, that one, and this one.
Would you let her date your son?
Yeah. I mean, if he wanted to date her, if he wanted to
If
date her,
what if
I
he's
would
saying, "I want to marry her"?
that
It
hey,
wouldn't bother you.
no,
You have no objection, knowing
honestly,
her track record.
right.
Right?
No.
What?
No, I'm saying no. I wouldn't have a problem with it. I wouldn't have a
Okay.
problem with it. Because he's got a, I mean, now
That
maybe
he would
a
get married.
younger
You would
me,
let him marry him.
hey, if he
You know
wanted to marry
she
her,
out the drop of a dime.
my younger me, I probably been like, no, but now I'd been like, hey, I just have a talk with him. I meet him, hey, but I would tell him that with any woman, hey, be careful, son. I mean, but yeah, granted, whatever her track record may be, nah, I mean, hey, he's an adult too. I ain't stop that man from doing whatever he's gonna do. I would just tell him, look, be careful. And whether it was Lori Harvey or any other woman, and
Okay.
she might be out, whatever. But I'd be like, oh, well, she's willing to marry him, and I'd be like, well, she didn't want to marry. I'd probably gloat a little bit. She didn't want to marry Michael B. Jordan, but she's marrying my son. So if he loves her, that's all that matters.
I'll be honest. I don't think I don't. It would be hard for me to accept her.
It
And
would.
I'm being real contradicted, but it would be a little hard. I don't say
Okay,
hard. I would
right.
have some reservations.
That's okay. That's okay. But I think that's normal though.
No, not the normal reservations. I'm talking because you already know that she been out in them streets per se. Let's just say
Right.
she been in them streets.
She been out
Yeah,
in them dating streets.
yeah. I think I would probably tell him, man, just wait a while before you try to marry her.
Well, I would say because of his. Okay, so let's say give me some more details. This scenario. How old is my son? How old is our son? Like if I got a son and
24.
24. Oh,
Yeah.
well, okay. The only reservations I would have, I'm like, son, only because of his age. Whether it's Lori Harvey or not, I'm like, son, 24. Do you really want to get married at 24?
Nah.
Do you really want
If
to
I
get
know her
married at
track record,
24?
nah, I'm like, hey man,
So if it wasn't Lori Harvey, you wouldn't have a problem with the age with him getting married at like
nah.
24. You
People
wouldn't
get
think
married
about
at 24 all the time.
it. Yeah, that's true,
I
but
mean,
I'm just like,
that's an early maturity. I think if you have enough, uh, if you have enough, and you be like, man, I want to get married at 24. I
right.
don't want to party. I don't want to hang out.
You want
I'm
to
getting
do right.
Yeah, I think that's a good maturity. Now you might miss out on something later down. You might later down the road, you might say, oh man, I wish I wouldn't have got married so early. But
Mm,
at least you did that instead of like,
right.
just you basically were you were being true to your emotions, I guess,
Hmm.
per se. So I'm like, man, yeah, go for it. But just don't marry Lori Harvey. Not yet. Date her for at least. She's only been known to be with these guys for a few months, and she
Right.
love them and leave them.
Love him and leave him.
Yeah. So
She,
listen,
she don't
son,
chase him. She just replace him.
she just replaced them. So son, at least give it a year. If you with her for a year, you have my blessings. You can do what you want to do, but just give it a year. If because you done already outlasted the other 6 monthers or whoever they are, some guys that they're in for a couple of months and weeks that she date.
I would pull
You
him
know.
aside. I would say, son, this looks like a woman with bad vagina management. I said it again. She's got bad vagina management. So you might want to be careful. Just
Right.
be careful, son. Yeah. I mean, and I tried not to post about it. I didn't. I did good. I didn't really post about it today because I said
Mhm.
just let it go. But I just like making fun of people who are crazy, or I think are crazy, like
Uh-huh.
with stuff like this, even like the stuff with Jada and now her, and just I'm like, y'all really sound crazy. Y'all really
So
sound
I,
batshit
I,
crazy.
I don't know if you up on all that stuff, but um are you up with the DL Hughley and Monique situation?
I saw a little bit. I'm up on a little bit of it. I don't know all the details, but and someone could correct me if I'm wrong because I didn't do enough research. But it seems like there's a common denominator.
Yeah. Yeah. It's her.
There's a common denominator, and forgive me, I do need to go back and do some research on this, but I saw the stuff about the comedy show, and there were some questions about who was the headliner, right?
Yeah,
Uh,
she was claiming she was the headliner and want to be paid as a
right,
headliner.
right.
Um, and Hughley was like, "Nah, he was the headliner. It's in his contract."
Hmm.
And then she was saying no, basically she was like, "Nah, nah, nah." And then he pulled out the receipts basically and showed his contract, showing that
Right,
he was the headliner.
right,
And she was just a whatever it was, but she went at him instead of like, and I think they had a good point. She was going at him. She went at Steve Harvey again. She went at, I think,
Lee Daniels,
yeah, she went at Lee
Oprah.
Daniels, all those guys. They wasn't like those people weren't the issue at the time. It's the
Right,
promoters and your management.
right.
Whoever basically put in your ear that you're the headliner.
Okay.
Because the same thing Dale Hewley said. Headliners get paid a totally different pay versus a regular, the regular uh what it is, comedian or whatever it may be.
Right, right,
So which her husband is the manager, I guess, but he put that in your ear, And to be honest, I've never really been a fan of Monique. I was when she tried to use our culture, in the, let's say, the Black women movement to help support her crazy. I think she knows she's out there being just an idiot and stupid, but she'll
right,
try to blanket it with, I'm doing these things for the sisters, my Black sisters and queens, and because we're being dirty, da da da. She's trying to blanket all that with those type of statements,
hmm,
just to blanket her crazy and her ignorance. I would say. I just think she's
right.
really stupid. I ain't gonna lie. I just don't care for her.
I'll just say this, like I said earlier. I think, and you hear her side. I don't know everything that went on, but all I know is there's a common denominator,
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
and I don't know. It's just it sounds crazy, boy. These celebrities and the lives that they lead, and the
Yeah,
and the, and
like,
the people and the people that are so invested. And I'm gonna make fun of y'all as soon as I get off this podcast, and tomorrow too, and throughout the weekend.
that's gonna be your whole time.
Yeah, it's
Talking.
gonna be, yeah, it's gonna be everything. That's gonna be it. But no, it's, I don't know, man. I and then I was listening to a little bit of DL Hughley. Uh, I think it was on Twitter. I think he was doing I think he has a radio show. He was doing his radio show and he was talking, and he was saying a lot of pretty much some of the same things. First, you had an issue with so and so, then it was an issue
Uh-huh.
with this person, then there's an issue with that person, and this person, and hey, man, I'm like, I would get tired of getting into it with folks like that. I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And it
You
just,
know.
even the whole thing what she did with it, way back in the day with what she told Charlemagne, she was, he she told him he was the guy in that movie, I think it was 12 Years as a Slave, where the black slave walked the lady into the house. So the white guy can slave master have sex with her, which was his wife, and he had nothing to say, but she called Charlemagne that guy. I'm like, man,
She called Charlemagne that guy.
yeah, it was funny, but I just thought it just really low,
Right, right.
classless. I was like,
Yeah, that's kind
because
of
you got issues now. You want to call him the dang old slave guy
right, right,
walking the
right,
wife
right.
into the house. I mean, that was that Charlemagne handled that a lot better than I would have. I would tell you that right now.
Yeah, and he's not one of my most favorite people anyway. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm just like,
But he was, the thing was, had him love, he was only telling the truth to her. And it wasn't
right,
so much as far as because he was just putting out the facts at the time. Like, he was just saying, like, hey, you don't sell out shows. So what makes you think you should get a
get a
20 million dollar Netflix special? Like Dave
command that
Chappelle.
kind of, yeah,
Yeah.
command that kind of salary.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And he was like, Dave Chappelle is got it because of, that's what he's bringing in the numbers.
right,
And he was trying to just be, I think, in a sense, just asking her, so why do you think that you should get the, which is true. I mean, even if you go to her regular show inside anybody's town, she ain't even gonna fill up a small, like clubby lanes, down in Gulfport. For those that be in Gulfport, Mississippi, but it's a place called
Right,
Clubby
right.
Lanes. It's not that very big, so you can't fill that place up. So what make you think you're gonna get $20 million on a Netflix special? It doesn't make
True,
sense.
true, true.
So
Yeah, yeah, you got a point. And that's a good question. So I don't know, man. Uh, yeah, I'm telling you, this is hopefully she won't get into it with anybody else, and hopefully she'll get that Netflix special. She'll get what she wants. I would just kind of get tired. I,
as a
yeah, go
vision, I
ahead.
mean not vision, as a promoter, or let's say if I executive at Netflix, I just wouldn't want to deal with them.
Hmm.
So you can come to me, but I mean, dang on it, you got to be for me to even tolerate that type of stuff, or that,
Right,
which I think
right,
she's killing her own business. But like I
right.
said, she's keeping women on board with her by
Hmm.
saying that she's doing this for the women, and then she'll turn around and say African American women. So I know what she's doing is just like the a game, like a speaking game. It's basically like I'm getting them women on board for me, and then I get the African American women,
Right,
get on board with me to do these, just basically be with me. And like I said, it's just smoke and mirrors to me. So
right.
she's just saying all this just so she can keep people on her side. When truth be told, that you're wrong. I mean,
Yeah,
from the jump, you're just wrong. So just admit it and move on. But if I'm an executive, I'm not going to deal with you. I'm not dealing with that type of stuff. So you got to literally be like double, tripling the audience size. You got to sell out Madison Square Garden before I even talk to you. You know,
yeah.
and then I might talk to you, but nah.
Right, right, right. Well, I know some people who know people. Maybe we can get on the next podcast and we can
Yeah, whatever.
we have a talk. Yeah.
I won't be here that day.
You will be.
Yeah, because if she called me that slave, because I'm gonna say what I gotta say. If she called me that
Yeah,
slave, dude,
yeah, yeah.
look, me and her husband might be fighting in the parking lot after
Right,
that.
right.
After that, because he go,
Well, true. Well, that's true. So we don't want it to come to that, so we won't have her on.
oh, thank you.
But hey, we're gonna wrap it up. That's gonna do it for this edition of the Two Men with Mike's podcast. We want to thank y'all for joining us again. CJ always drops the link, so if you want to come on anytime, if there's something you want us to talk about, you can hit us up on Facebook. You know how to find us. Also, two men with mics at gmail.com. So yeah, just be thinking about it all week because I struggle with the topics. And if you want to come on here and something you want to talk about, somebody mentioned Brittany Griner. We should talk about Brittany Griner.
Definitely,
Uh,
I've been wanting to talk about her for the
okay, we'll
longest
do
time.
because Nicole. You know what? I'm gonna mispronounce her name. I'm sorry. We're friends. She's from the Gold Coast, but she commented. She said we should talk about Brittany Griner. So we'll do that. We can do that. We'll do that next week.
Yeah, I've been waiting for that
Okay,
actually.
then let's do it. So give me a week to do some research. Uh,
Wow. So
yeah.
basically, you're saying you're not up on
No,
our
no,
own cultural
I'm up on it. I'm on it, but I need to do even more research.
the lies you tell.
Yeah, I can do it. I need to do it. So yeah, we'll right now
Mm.
we got it already. We'll talk about Brittany Griner. So we got it. So yeah, so hey, you know what? Tell your friends
Why
to
wait
go
till
and
next week? Let's talk about it now, since I'm already up on it. I
yeah,
got a lot
so
to talk about it. No, I'm just
yeah.
joking. I'm just playing. I mean, I'm up on it, but
Yeah. Well, then I can't wait till next week. Then I'm gonna get up on it too, and then I'll be ready to talk about it. So yeah. So hey, guys, for real, go like the Two Men with Mike's Facebook page, and then join us next week. We're gonna be talking about Brittany Griner.
why don't you have your friend just join us?
Oh yeah, that's hey, yeah. Join us. We like the page. Join us. For real.
Have her
What
have
was
a.
I thinking?
You should reach out to her since she wanted. You can have her join us.
Yeah, I know people know people. We don't have people. We don't have any. Somebody's coming on. We're gonna talk about this. So
I'm gonna have
yeah,
to be the producer from now on. See, I'm coming. That's a good idea.
yeah. He got
I'm
all the good
producing.
ideas. I'm just the talking head. He just tells me when to show up, and then I'm there.
No sir. No sir.
All right. Well, look. Next week. Until next week. That's gonna do it. And again, thanks for coming out. And we'll see you next week.
Later.
Later.
It is.